What's going on, guys? This is Empty Box, and this is some Battlefield 3 Rush on Wake Island. And this game is going to be a little bit interesting, a little bit different, a little bit unique. I really don't have too terribly much to talk about, other than, of course, obviously, Battlefield 3 patch notes, but I already mentioned that. I'll put another link in the description, because everybody needs to know about that if you don't already know about that. But this game is going to be a pretty long game, pretty hard-fought game, pretty fun game to play looking back. Although, of course, it's always frustrating when you keep on dying, but sometimes you gotta die for your objective. You gotta die to move forward. And, yeah, that's that. I'm gonna be talking a little bit more about the gameplay this time rather than just some random arbitrary topic, because I really don't have any topics. But as you can see, I'm using the MG36 with the suppressor, not using extended mags. Basically turns this gun into... Excuse me! Whew. Basically turns this gun into a super carbine, which is pretty darn good, because I like that. But I want to push over to B here, and I just get totally screwed here. I'm in a bad spot. There's really no good way to move across without smoke, because they spawn on the other end of that street down there, further towards the bridge, and basically I'm running perpendicular to their spawn, so I either run straight across as fast as I can, or I turn and look at their spawn and try and shoot them, but I'm still in the open, so... Bad spot to be. Just a bad spot to be, but, you know, there's really no other way right there, because really on this map, there's no cover on this map. I mean, there's not a lot of cover anywhere, and you'll see that it actually ends up causing me to switch over to the assault class, but we'll get to that when we get to that. I heard my friend get sniped there in the face with a semi-auto sniper, so I know I'm probably not going to get one shot, so I feel safe enough to stick my head out, but keep my finger on the prone key, and sure enough, there's a guy with a laser beam. Perhaps a little bit too much faith in my shot here, and I just pop up, which probably wasn't a good idea in hindsight. I probably should have went left and went down the hill onto the beach, which is actually what happens here. All that I cut out was me hopping into a helicopter and, you know, just dying 15 seconds later. Not that I can't fly helicopters, I'm just not good at killing stuff as a pilot in the helicopter, which, yeah, that's that. We get Tunguska. But just working this rock again, because there really isn't much cover on Wake Island. You really have to make use of what you have in order to be successful. Just going from rock to rock, basically. It's definitely a unique style that's pretty unique to Rush Wake Island. I can't really think of another map that nearly is this open and flat as this map and mode combo is, which really changes the way the game plays. It plays much slower, or alternatively, Wake Island Rush also can turn into just a complete flank fest that's over in 5 minutes, which is really silly, but just trying to push up again, you know, make baby steps. Know you're going to die a lot, but that's what you got medics for, and, you know, that's what they're there for. They're there to die. If you die and you get revived, it doesn't count anyway, so feel free to die all you want, so long as you're going to get picked up. But basically, right here, once again, I'm in a bad part of town. I want to get left again, and I just get sniped at and G36'd, which is what tends to happen again when you're out in the middle. So you see me type in the chat box, smoke, and that is indeed what I'm going to be doing. Going to be busting out the smoke launcher. I had the FAMAS on just because I knew what the FAMAS was in terms of my attachments, because I changed my attachments way too much at times, so I just knew I was going to get something that wasn't completely silly, like a ACOG with heavy barrel on there, which I would not suggest, but I don't run scopes anyways. But smoking the objective, if you look at the mini-map, I got my guys pushing up along the left side. He's going to come over straight towards the objective, and thanks to my smoke, he's going to have some he's going to have a little bit of pathway that he can work with. I'm going to shoot these guys in the face. He's going to shoot them in the back. He's going to run back there, make himself a spawn point. I died. I did actually see that guy in hindsight watching this video back, but of course, while I was playing the game, I was like, must arm objective! Must arm objective! So I died, but you see he's still back there, just chilling. He's going in. He's planting. I'm going to pop smoke on him. That way, at least, you know, the enemy, I guess, tends to see the smoke, and they say, you know, there's obviously a guy in there somewhere, but my guy can drop back to wherever he needs to drop back to. It looks like he actually dropped back to basically right next to me, and I think he drops a health pack here, which is pretty key, seeing how I did have the smoke launcher. And basically, we're behind this one piece of cover. It's really good cover. Really good cover because they can't see too terribly much of you. I get caught doing a stupid thing, running over to that objective, trying to keep that guy off there after it's already, you know, blown up. Which, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things in the heat of the moment during the game. You're thinking, you know, got to keep that guy off the objective. He's there, you know. He's going to defuse because obviously if he starts defusing at the last minute, the thing won't blow up anymore. But that's that. So I'm going to switch back over to the AK because I really don't care for the FAMAS. Because quite frankly, the FAMAS is not that great of a gun past 50 feet. And although I do play a lot of close range, I just don't like the FAMAS. It's ugly, reload slow, takes forever to reload. Did I mention reload slow? But, I don't think I mentioned this, but it reloads slow, which I really don't like. I like guns that reload faster because I go through a lot of ammunition. Simple as that. Be it from bad accuracy or just killing a lot of people or just spamming bullets at random things. I consume ammo like a small third world country does. So we're pushing up the right side here, which is probably not the best idea on this map, because once again, there's really just this one rock. And you see right down there, there's a Tunguska to my right, there's guys in front of me, and he's going to be coming over. I'm probably should have taken my gun out of semi-auto, gone into full auto sooner, because if I did, that guy would not have killed me, and I can guarantee you that. So that was a fail on my part. That was a complete fail. I really should have had more awareness in terms of my what my gun was set to, because if I would have, it would have saved my life there, and I'm pretty dang sure of it. But now I'm going to go back over to the left side of this map, because I prefer pushing up to the left side. Obviously, when you're coming up here, there's a lot more cover to work with. You know, instead of one rock and just a beach, you have basically this mountain that protects you from people on the other side, and then you have several rocks along the way. And especially if you pop some smoke, you know, you still have plenty of cover, because smoke, obviously, it can basically work as a way to get through an area, or it can also work as a decoy, which is kind of a little bit more how I used it that time. You know, even though it really didn't do anything, I wasn't planning on running directly through the smoke, as actually just hoping that the enemy would see the smoke and go, oh hey, there's smoke, there must be a guy in there. I'm going to spam my bullets towards it, give away my position. Of course, there was absolutely nobody there, but, you know, it is what it is. There could have been 16 guys there, and I would never known it. So just planting this objective here. Got my squad mate on me. He's nearby. See this guy? Pick him off. See that little Dorito on the minimap? I know there's a guy around here. And get ready for a complete and utter fail that turns out to be not so much a fail. I had my defibs out and I was like, I was dead anyways if I didn't revive him. So at least I revived him. He came up. He killed the guy who killed me. And he's still alive. So he didn't actually die on his record. You know. But I did. That's that. But he's still alive. He's still on the same life. And you'll see I'm trying to pick him up again as my objective that I planned right there. Just blew up not that long ago. Pick him up. He's still in the game. Get this guy. So even though he was down twice, he was actually dead 0 times, which, yeah, that's how you want to do it. You know, sometimes I know a lot of people get pissed off about the Rambo revives, like I did. I mean, I honestly do not like getting Rambo revived, but in this case, it did work. I mean, even though I don't like it, there's really nothing wrong with it, given that you don't get another death on your record or anything. So, if you're in a situation like that where you just know you're gonna end up dying, just get that revive down and pray for the best, because, you know, it basically saved us an extra death. Even though, obviously, the base is switched, so it didn't really matter. But knew you were there, Mr. T was styling on you. I think he was the only guy that could kill me this game. But push up. See, there's a tank sitting there. You gotta hop in the tank when there's a tank sitting there, because if you don't, someone on the other team is gonna take it. And I'm just waiting for my pal to spawn in here. Get in that tank, because I do not like driving tanks, and I probably should have just gotten out of this tank and done what I normally would do in hindsight, but that's not that. So pick off that guy. Don't know how I saw him. Just pure luck. Looking in the right direction, saw a little cranium sticking up. And we blow up their AA, which obviously is a very good thing. You know, I'd hope that our chopper would be coming around here somewhere, but you know, probably not. We're getting locked, and there are smoke trails. Yep, we got javelin from about 10 different directions. And that tends to be what happens when you have to drive through an extremely small, cramped area like you do on Wake Island. There's really not a whole lot of place to go. You know, obviously the island is very, very narrow, so you really don't have too terribly much choice where you go, because you either drive right into a rock, which you can't go over, or you drive onto a beach, which puts you even more into the open. So, but obviously want to push on the left side up here. There is a little bit more cover at places, obviously with that little shield thing up there. I know there's a guy up there. I know he's still up there. I didn't know if he went back across the island to the other side or what, and I get stuck here and almost gets me killed. And then I'm going to run up here a little bit further, and I'm going to actually end up getting killed anyways, because I had no chance. That guy kills me, even if I would have killed me. Take a look at this kill cam. Yep, there's only like 6 guys there shooting at in the general area. I wouldn't have survived that anyways, but you know, just want to work that left flank, because if you can really work that left flank and actually get behind them, you know, and on a level with their spawn in terms of depth from where you are, it's definitely a good place to be. But for whatever reason, I don't go back there. I work this right side a couple of times, and it's just a mistake. You know. Smoke grenades are very powerful, of course, in Battlefield 3. However, they do kind of have a little bit of a limitation, and that they are a little bit smaller than you expect, and they do wear off a little bit quicker than they expect. Or at least from what I expect, you know, after using these in Bad Company 2. And, you know, for whatever reason, even though I still use smoke grenades, you know, this whole time during Battlefield 3's, you know, existence, I'm still just not exactly used to the smoke, and that's that, you know. But it is a very powerful tool. Use it. You'll piss off just about every camping sniper in the bag on the map if you use smoke, and you will make yourself a much harder target, and you can push up through areas like this. But I can safely say that if I'm playing Wake Island Rush again, I'm definitely going to just be using smoke grenade, you know, from the start, because it's powerful. Not so much, you know, in terms of getting kills and getting points and everything, and you know, doing that. But I'm pretty sure, you know, even though I was dead most of the time, that the smoke on the 320 smoke provided a great way for my team to move up from cover to cover, which, even though I was dead, you know, allows me to spawn on them at a better position. But so spawn on this guy again. Once again, still working that right side. Pop smoke, because I know they know where we are. At least that gives us a little bit of cover. Just trying to smoke my way out of this sticky situation. And in hindsight, probably should not have spawned on him, because this was not a good place to be. Then I get stuck on a freaking palm tree, and it gets me killed. Probably would have died anyways, because I was only on 22 health, but you never like dying because you get stuck on a random piece of debris. And that happens a lot in Battlefield 3, so that coupled with the sun, maybe I should just run around looking at the ground everywhere I go, because that seems to be the most effective way to move. But there was a lot of guys bunched up there, so I was just thinking, well, maybe we can mortar them out, you know. Where can I put this? You know, if there's going to be 6 guys, go ahead, bust out the mortar, because, yeah, it can be effective. Although, I'm not even aiming at their little rock, and that's that. Probably should have aimed at their rock. That would have been a wise tactic. So pop down 2 mortars, see what we get. Get absolutely nothing, but, you know. It does put me on this left side of the map, which is where I want to be, because left side of the map is a very good place to be here. I don't know, a lot of people tend to look towards the right side, and that really leaves the left side exposed and open to a flank, which is what we end up doing right about here. You know, just keep running and running and running and running. There isn't anyone to my right that I can see. I got the Amtrak to my left, which is going to be a spawn point for my team. I hear the Tunguska off to my right, so obviously there are people up to my right, but not too terribly many. I see there's a tank as well on the minimap. You know, paying attention to that minimap is very important. Very, very, very important. You know, spot that tank again. Just keep on moving up. keep on moving up. I see there's a skull. That means someone's around here. Or something is around here. But again, have that Amtrak to my left still there, which is, again, important. Because as you'll see, about 16 guys come flooding out of that Amtrak. See some guys, get the spot on first, because I know I'm not going to be able to kill all 3 of those at this range before I either have to reload or before they turn around and shoot me. So that way, everyone on my team will know there's guys here, we need to shoot them, and it's just important. Sometimes it's not a... Sometimes you need to shoot first, sometimes you need a spot first. That was a spot first incident. And this is just a terrible place to be. Again, without smoke, you know, crossing that runway, you're going across a wide open area. You're gonna die. I mean, it's just a very difficult area to cross, which is kind of one of the downsides to go on the left. But on the same side, you know, we have now basically flanked them. Apparently, at some point, we took one of the objectives, probably while I was flanking. But basically, I am now behind the enemy who's defending that objective up front. And I can basically cut them off right here. And you'll see that objective is being armed. It's beeping, it's beeping, it's beeping. I took out 4 of them right as the objective started being armed. So there's going to be a couple guys waiting that probably aren't going to make it to the objective in time to defuse it. And basically there's just this guy who's pushing up from behind. So we have pretty much secured it, and we have gotten what looks to be the win on 0 tickets in a very hard-fought game. That's just one of those games where after you're done playing, you just got to say GG. So that's that. Bye.